Welcome to CPCS Questions and Answers. The latest questions and answers for A25, Mobile Elevating Work Platform, Scissor, Theory Test 2021, UK. Question 1. If a scissor is equipped with extending decks, what does this allow? The answer is extra platform area for operatives. Question 2. If raising the platform up to a ceiling of a structure, why must extra care be taken when nearing the ceiling? The answer is extra care must be taken to prevent crushing the personnel inside the platform. Question 3. As a platform is raised higher, what also rises that can cause instability? The answer is a shift in the center of gravity. Question 4. Name 4 ways that wet weather affects MEWP operations. The answer is 1. Poor visibility. 2. Reduced traction. 3. Soft ground conditions. 4. Slippery surfaces. 5. Wet weather can also affect the operator's dexterity and concentration. Question 5. The operator has been asked to drive a self-propelled MEWP onto a transporter or trailer. A. Who is responsible for the loading operations, and B. State 4 actions to be considered by the operator before loading commences. The answer is A. The transporter driver is responsible for the loading operation. B. 1. A level area with sufficient room to maneuver should be selected. 2. Check for overhead obstructions. 3. The machine should be clean. 4. The transporter should be suitable and in good condition. 5. The ramps should be adjusted to fit the machine. 6. The operator's manual should be consulted to find the loading procedure. 7. The area should be clear of people and other plants. Question 6. State the purpose of the check valves located on the boom or scissor cylinder ram, or ram circuit. The answer is the check valve helps prevent unintentional boom lowering during pressure drops or in the eventuality of a burst pipe. Question 7. When or why would foam-filled tires be specified for platform operations? The answer is in the situation where there is a risk of puncture. Question 8. A. What determines the minimum distances that any part of plant and machinery has to be kept from overhead electricity lines, and B. Explain why a distance should be kept. The answer is A. The amount of voltage that runs through the electricity lines and the support used for the electricity lines, wooden poles or metal poles. B. Because the electricity can arch or jump gaps. Question 9. The operator has to use a new type of MEWP that they are unfamiliar with. What do regulations, i.e. Pure 98, and other guidance require the operator to have? The answer is the operator is required to have the correct instruction, training, and up-to-date information on that particular MEWP. Question 10. Name 3 ways in which an operator can minimize their impact upon the environment whilst using the machine. The answer is 1. Switch off the engine while the machine is not in use. 2. Check tires pressure. 3. Do not overfill while refueling, clean up any spillage. 4. Dispose of any waste correctly. 5. Plan the work prior to starting to maximize work efficiency. Question 11. What is meant by a bifuel MEWP? The answer is a MEWP that has both an internal combustion engine and an electric engine. Question 12. Apart from the operator, who else may need to use the machine's operator's manual? The answer is Maintenance staff, supervisors, and transporter drivers. Question 13. A. Why must all travel and platform controls be clearly marked as to function and direction or mode? And B. What consequences could occur if controls were not clearly marked? The answer is A. Because the operator will select the required modes and direction more easily. B. The operator might perform a machine movement unintentionally or not the intended move and cause an accident. Question 14. Why should a diesel MEWP be refueled at the end of the day? The answer is the machine should be refueled at the end of the day to prevent condensation from building up in the tank as it's cooling down. Question 15. What is the purpose of any of the counterweights of the machine? The answer is the counterweight purpose is to reduce the overturning risk of the machine. Question 16. When parking the machine at the end of the shift, name 3 places where the MEWP should not be parked. The answer is 1. Do not park in front of entrances or exits. 2. Do not park on soft ground. 3. Do not park on pedestrian routes. 4. Do not park on slopes. 5. Do not park close to trenches or stockpiles. Question 17. Name 2 factors that determine the weight of a load. The answer is 1. Density. 2. Size. Question 18. Name 3 ways that a hired-in MEWP operator can contribute to ensuring repeat business with the client or principal contractor. The answer is 1. Compliance with the method statements. 2. Cooperation with the workforce. 3. Safe working practices. Question 19. What does the Health and Safety at Work Act require employers to do with regards specifically to plant? The answer is the employer must ensure the plant is safe and maintained. Question 20. List 6 typical subject areas that should be covered in a site induction. The answer is 1. First aid. 2. Escape routes. 3. Lifting operations. 4. Working at heights. 5. Site layout and welfare facilities. 6. Working in confined spaces. 7. Method statements. Question 21. When setting up for work, what should be in place when machine failure happens? The answer is a rescue plan is known to all relevant personnel. Question 22. What are the possible outcomes of facing prosecution for not complying with legislation and regulations? The answer is if facing prosecution at the court hearing, there are 2 possible outcomes. 1. You can prove that you fulfilled the legal requirements and you are probably going to be found not guilty. 2. You are found guilty and you face a prison sentence or a substantial fine. Question 23. Apart from ground conditions, list 5 checks that must be taken into account when citing the MEWP. The answer is 1. Wind speed. 2. Overhead obstructions. 3. Personnel segregation. 4. Power lines. 5. Other vehicles and plant movements. Question 24. What determines whether a fall protection harness can be worn when operating a MEWP scissor and the type? The answer is a formal risk assessment can make the determination. Question 25. What is the difference between A. a work restraint system, and B. a fall arrest system? The answer is A. A work restraint system is a preventive restraint whose scope is to prevent falls from height. B. A fall arrest system has the scope of protecting the personnel in the eventuality of a fall from height. Question 26. What three main duties of the Health and Safety at Work Act must employees follow? The answer is 1. Protect themselves and others who may be affected by their acts or omissions. 2. Cooperate with the employer. 3. Avoid interference, intentionally or recklessly, with anything provided for safety. Question 27. Why are those who operate MEWPs generally regarded as safety-critical workers? The answer is because the actions of these operators using machines can lead to serious health and safety issues. Question 28. If required to wear a safety harness or belt, A. Where must it be attached to, and B. Where should the harness not be attached to? The answer is A. Manufacturer provided point. B. Objects outside the machine. Question 29. Using the operator's manual, state the figure for the tire pressures or battery checks procedure. Note: the operator's manual for the machine being used for the test must be available for reference by the candidate. The answer is the operator's manual will be provided by the test center and you will have to look at the index and find the tires and battery chapter, go there and read the figure for the tire pressure or the battery checks. The page number must be read as well. Question 30. How can a qualification or card benefit a plant operator? The answer is the operator can prove his skills, have better prospects of employment and promotion. Question 31. What would happen if the steering axle is to the rear of the direction for travel? The answer is the steering would be reversed. Question 32. If setting up to work near a bank, what is the recommended minimum distance between the stabilizers and the top of the bank? The answer is 1. Height of the slope plus width of the slope, top to bottom, multiply by 2. 2. Edge of the pad to the edge of the slope. The largest distance applies. Formal calculations are contained from many sources including Syria publication C703. Question 33. What is the meaning of this hand signal, being demonstrated by the tester? The answer is the tester will show you a hand signal which you will have to identify. Question 34. If set up to lift in a pedestrianized area, state two factors that need to be taken into account. The answer is 1. Machine movements. 2. Segregation of pedestrians and works. 3. Fumes. 4. Noise. Question 35. When raising the platform or traveling with a raised platform, what ongoing checks need to be made? The answer is 1. When raising the platform, continuously check for overhead obstacles, platform surrounding hazards in order to avoid getting trapped or crushed. 2. When traveling with a raised platform, besides checking for overhead obstacles, platform surrounding hazards, you have to check for any ground hazards, a ground condition that may cause the MEWP to overturn. Question 36. Before taking passengers up in a MEWP, what should be ensured about the individual or individuals? The answer is ensure that the passengers are able to work at height. Question 37. What must you take into account when calculating the safe working load of the platform of a MEWP? The answer is the maximum capacity set by the manufacturer together with the entire load. Question 38. Name 4 different types or levels of disciplinary actions or sanctions that can be applied, by employers and judicial bodies, to operators of plants who do not comply with, or follow legislation and regulations? The answer is 1. Verbal warnings. 2. Written warnings. 3. Loss of the job, dismissal. 4. Prosecution. 5. Fine. 6. Prison sentence. Question 39. What is the definition of, or how can a hazard be described? The answer is: a hazard is anything that can cause harm to people, property, or the environment. Question 40. If setting up to work near a steep slope, apart from ground support, A. What could be a danger, and B. What actions should be taken? The answer is: A. Movement of the machine. B. Implement a barrier system or ensure that the work is within level confines. Question 41. How do stabilizers increase the potential stability of a MEWP? The answer is: by enlarging the machine's footprint to greater than that of the wheels. Question 42. Give 2 reasons why it is important that a MEWP is not leaning sideways before attempting to raise the platform. The answer is: the safety features should prevent the machine from raising the platform. However, if raising does occur, then the machine will 1. Be unstable. 2. Tip over sideways. Question 43. If using a MEWP in an area where there are moving vehicles, state 3 precautions to be taken. The answer is: 1. Segregation of the entire MEWP working area from any moving vehicles to prevent collision. 2. Ensure that any extending parts decks or platforms are not in the path of moving vehicles. 3. Ensure there is no risk to collide with other lifting devices working in area. 4. If working in the vicinity of an aerodrome or airfield using a MEWP in excess of 10 meters in height, the airfield manager should be contacted to get permission to work in the area. Question 44. A. What is meant by the working height of the MEWP, and B. Who determines it? The answer is: A. The maximum height that you can raise the platform for that MEWP. B. The manufacturer. Question 45. When can a MEWP work, raise the platform on sloping ground? The answer is: only when the MEWP has self-level link chassis designed for such a purpose. Question 46. Where should the operator's manual be kept and why? The answer is: the operator's manual should be kept on the machine in a place where the operator has easy access. Question 47. If traveling near an open trench which has a depth of 2 meters, what is the minimum distance to maintain? The answer is: minimum 2 meters of distance. Question 48. When checking fluid levels, why must gloves be worn? The answer is: gloves must be worn to avoid oil contact with the skin, which can cause skin problems. Question 49. If a self-propelled scissor is being traveled or working on the public highway, including adjacent pavement and verges, the Road Traffic Act applies. A. What type of license and which classes should the operator hold, and B. What is the minimum age allowed? The answer is: A. Full UK/EU driving license, bearing category B. B. Minimum 21 years old. Question 50. When sitting the MEWP for work, what checks must be made to the ground type? The answer is: 1. Check if the ground is able to support the load. 2. Check if the ground is suitably packed. Question 51. How can high wind speeds affect MEWP operations? The answer is: High wind speeds in combination with the high lift of the platform can attract instability of the MEWP, or can even overturn the machine. Question 52. When working in a confined area or space with a diesel-powered machine, name 3 dangers that can be present. The answer is 1. Fumes. 2. Noise. 3. Reduced visibility. 4. Proximity hazards. Question 53. On IC engines, during work, the engine starts to overheat. Explain the danger if someone tries to remove the radiator or expansion tank cap. The answer is: removing the radiator tank cap will cause the hot liquid inside to be released under pressure and could cause burns. Question 54. When checking a fall protection harness, name 5 possible defects that may be found. The answer is: 1. Worn webbing. 2. Worn damaged D-links. 3. Failed stitching. 4. Overdue inspection label. 5. Damaged buckles. Question 55. Before climbing or descending a slope, what 4 checks should be made? The answer is: 1. Chassis clearance. 2. Condition of ground. 3. Direction of travel. 4. Traction. Question 56. Before leaving the platform for a rest break, after parking and switching off the machine, what final action must be carried out? The answer is: machine isolation to prevent unauthorized use. Question 57. Give 4 reasons that may cause the MEWP to tip over sideways. The answer is: 1. Operating across slopes. 2. Traveling with speed when turning. 3. Uneven ground. 4. Soft tires. Question 58. A. What is the purpose of a method statement, and B. What is required of the operator? The answer is: A. A method statement describes how the work will be done safely and efficiently. B. The operator must be compliant with the method statement. Question 59. What are the 3 actions that a MEWP operator undertakes during pre-use inspections? The answer is: 1. Checks are done according to the manufacturer's specifications. 2. Record the checks. 3. Report any defects. Question 60. What is the purpose of a risk assessment? The answer is: to identify and place control measures on hazards. Question 61. Using the operator's manual, state any cold starting procedures for the machine. For electric units only, state the battery function checks that need to be made. Note: the operator's manual for the machine being used for the test must be available for reference by the candidate. The answer is: you will have to identify the paragraph that describes the cold starting procedure and read it. The page number must be quoted as well. Question 62. As a machine for the lifting of persons, the MEWP must be thoroughly examined. A. What is the purpose of the examination, and B. Who should carry out the examination? The answer is: A. To check for defects outside daily and weekly checks. B. Competent and authorized personnel. Question 63. The safe working load, SWL, signifies what? The answer is: the maximum weight that the machine can lift. Thank you for watching and good luck for your test. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to support this channel.